YouTube, this is my lesson 10 interview. We have to create a class called Circle with the appropriate setters, getters, and constructors. Basically to test calculating the area of a circle with the radius 1, 10, and 100. And this is how I would do it. First, we need to make a new project. With this, then we have to make a CPP file and a header named circle. And over here in the header is where we will declare all the things we need and the functions. So we'll start with class for circle. We'll do the private ones. We will use a double for the radius. And we will use a constant for pi. Next, we will declare the public ones, which is error. Basic constructor, along with one that will accept a radius. And then we need a get radius and a void to set the radius, as well as a double to calculate the area. Now we'll go over to the circle PPP to implement those functions and actually write them out. So first off, we'll do the first one, the constructor, and we'll just construct that with the radius of 0, just so it'll have something. And then the next one will be the one that we use to send the radius. And we want to make sure that the radius is not less than 0. So we'll put in a check, and if it's less than 0, we'll just set it to 0, because you can't have less than 0 for a circle on a rate. You can't have less than 0 for the radius of a circle. And if it's anything higher than 0, we just set the radius to we just set R to the radius. So R is the one that we're passing through, and then that just gets set to the private radius. Next, I will write the one for to get the radius, in which case we just return radius. And then we have a void to set the radius, which will take the one we have the argument that we've thrown it. So the one that we will put in the main to call this function, if again the radius is less than 0, then we just set the radius to 0. Otherwise, the radius gets set to R. And then we need a double to calculate the area. In which case, double area equals pi times radius times radius. Make sure I have, oh, it's capital PI. That's why. And then we just put parentheses around this to make sure that it does those first. So it does radius times radius and then times it by pi. And then we can just return area. Now I will go into the main. Where we want to make sure that using namespace, but also that it includes the circle header. That way we can use it over here. And that way we can make circles that will have, we'll just name this one circle 1. And this one will have the 1 as the radius. And then next we can have circle 2. And we will put 10 as the radius in there. Then we can have circle 3, and we will put 100 in there. And then we just need to make our display. Inline there. And I want to make a divider, basically. So that way when we output, which I'm going to make this a fixed set position, so that way whenever we output these sometimes really long radiuses, it won't go past 2 positions past the decimal point. And then we can just say circle 1 and we'll just say with radius 1. And then we say circle 1 dot calculate area. Now to give us the area of circle 1. And then we can just repeat that for all of the circles. Circle 2 with the radius of 10. And then we can again do the same thing with circle 3 with a radius of 100. And then now if we make sure everything is good. Okay, now if we run the program, we see that it compiles and it says area calculations for circles with different radii. Circle 1 has the radius of 3.1, or it has the radius of 1, which means the area is 3.14. And then circle 2 has the radius of 10, and that's 314 for the area. And with circle 3 with the radius of 100 has 31,415. And also, they only go 2 positions past the decimal point. If I wanted to make this a little bit better, I would like this. Just repeat that for all of them. That, if we rerun the program, should make it look slightly better. See, now we have the total area and which circle and which radius. Thank you for your time. Hopefully that was easy to follow. Have a good night.